follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Mitch Moss, Pauly Howard. We are live with you for the next 3 hours here on January 1st. Happy New Year on a very, what turned out to be, Pauly, sad and tragic morning in the great city of New Orleans. And, of course, that is the location of the Sugar Bowl that it was originally going to be played tonight. Now officials on working. Obviously, I'm pushing it back to tomorrow. The two teams want to bump it up. Who knows? We might have some more breaking news on that before the show is over with today. We have the Rose Bowl kicking off in about an hour, and the Peach Bowl now is in the fourth quarter. Texas scored not that long ago to take a 24-8 lead in this game. I kind of feel like we are a gambling network, so from that perspective here, I kind of feel like if Texas covers this game after a very quick start, they're going to be very fortunate. And for those people, I'll raise my hand, holding ASU plus 13.5, this is going to go down as kind of a bad beat to begin the year. Texas really, I mean, they got that punt return to begin. Mm-hmm. They had a very quick scoring drive and took a 14-3 lead. But Arizona State has shot themselves in the foot how many times so far in this game?
It's exactly like last night. It's the same game. You come out, they hit you with the haymaker early, you respond, you show a ton of guts, you're right there, but then key mistakes, whether turnovers, short yardage issues, can't make the big stop on third down or get off the field. Boise was the right side, and here Arizona State's the right side, and it just missed field goal, 4th and 2, can't get it. I think they're 0 for 3 on 4th down in this game, and then you just see a 3rd and long, Texas picks it up, a 3rd and short, Texas picks it up, just like Penn State. 3-point game, 3rd and 11, touchdown.
All you have to do on that final drive, that right before we came on the air, if you're Arizona State, just don't let them get into the end zone. Don't have any boneheaded penalties. Limit them to a field goal. It's 20-8. Cover, obviously, still looking good at that point. And you're actually down by 12 with almost a full quarter to go. You're in range because they have. You could actually maybe argue that they have been the better team today. Question mark? I don't know, but I will tell you this. I can't wait to see what the number is going to be when it first posts. Texas, after today, getting the winner of the Rose Bowl. I know what side I want to be on. It's not the team that's currently in action.
Yeah. You feel the same way about this lucky Penn State team that's getting 4-5 turnovers a game?
Well,
the quarterbacks losing their minds?
The difference is I don't know how good Georgia or Notre Dame really are. Notre Dame has a bunch of injuries. Same thing with Georgia, obviously the backup quarterback. I don't know how really good those two teams are. This for the game I'm talking about, I think I have a pretty good idea how good Oregon and Ohio State are. Yeah. They're damn good. They might be the best two teams in the country. Mm-hmm. I think either one of those teams will tear Texas apart. So I hope that opens up below a field goal, which I think it will, because Texas has had this super high power rating the entire year, and I do not like their chances in the next game. And this is not me overreacting to one game. This is me talking about full year to date. And just Oregon and Ohio State might be really, really good.
It'd also be nice to get a close game in the fourth quarter.
I know, yeah.
That's tough. And Boise was right there, down 3, with 6 minutes left in the third quarter. And then the touchdown, and then that was it. So it's our favorite's going to do it again and make it 7-0 here. ATS.
Yeah, a lot of chatter about how the little fellas cannot hang. Saw that on X today.
Okay. Yeah. What game are they watching?
Well, here's the thing, right? Clearly, the little guys, because they're going to keep the playoff at least 12 teams. I'm thinking they're going to go to at least 16. They're not going to cut back and go to 8 or go back to 4. If you think that, you're out of your mind. Once they got to this point, there's no looking back. The little guy is going to have a spot at the table. The problem is getting the buys.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, that part's good. And that'll get corrected. This is year number 1 of the 12-team playoff. That's fine. As we're looking at Cam Scatterbo, by the way, go for another big run in this game. So he's going to get me. I bet under 104.5 rushing yards on him earlier today. And wasn't looking good in the first half, but the guy is he's too good. And he's had a couple of awesome runs in the second half against a really good Texas defense.
This was just a weird season. You didn't have 12 teams that belonged in the playoff. You could have made the case for Miami because the offense was so good, but couldn't stop anything. But these other teams that didn't play lost as well. So it was hard to make a case for 12 teams to make this playoff. And the fact that Yeah, I don't know how that's someone's takeaway that Boise has 4 turnovers, 13 penalties, and 2 missed field goals. And it's a horrible beat.
I also think people are going to be lazy because it was New Year's Eve and look at the box score and say, "Oh, look what happens when Genty takes on a real team."
They sold out.
That's all you got to do to tell me that you didn't watch the game,
right,
or you have no appreciation for how good the guy is. I retweeted a video earlier today. He picked up like 9 yards, and I think he broke 6 tackles.
Yeah.
And he was a man amongst boys the way it looked. And by the way, Penn State's got a good rush defense, and they completely plan to shut him down.
That's right.
And as the person who I retweeted said, if that's like a mortal running back, they're going to limit him to like 2 yards per carry. All things considered, Genty was awesome last night.
Mm-hmm.
He was totally up against it, as Scadabo has been again today, and he's been otherworldly. And I think a guy like Genty should be a first-round pick or early second-round pick come draft night.
I think top 15, absolutely. He's going to be a good pro, but you can't block. I mean, it's not like Emmitt Smith and the Cowboys where you could put a truck through those holes. You got open holes for the guys, and they were the headline said it all. They relished the opportunity to not allow him to break Sanders' record. Mm-hmm. And still Boise trying to run the ball late, get him the record, get him 100 yards. Couldn't just snap one off. Couldn't break one. And also, he had, more fumbles last night than his whole career.
Right.
Think about that. 2 fumbles in his career, and he put it on the ground a couple of times. So still gets 100 yards, but you can't beat yourself when you're a big underdog like that,
right,
and you also have to be aggressive. What are you doing kicking a field goal on the first drive?
Lost my mind.
That's egregious. You're Boise State. The Fiesta Bowl stuff. Chris Peterson, we're going to be aggressive.
Halfback pass.
Get in there.
Come on.
Forks up.
No! Go, baby.
Forks
All
up.
right. No flags. Let's go.
That's a good play.
Wow.
That's what
on
Boise.
4th and 2.
That's
there
what you
go.
run. That's what Boise should have ran. Forks up.
Now you go for 2. You cut it to a 1-score game.
Yeah, nice play.
Beautiful
nice
play.
Yes. So you have, great drive to start. You have Barry Sanders in the backfield. The play action's going to work. Lauder's a great tight end. You saw that. It worked with 17-14 on the 50-yard touchdown, and he tries a 45-yard field goal with a kicker who's not reliable.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
And he misses another one.
I will flip it. I don't think Drew Eller is very good.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a tweet coming into the show from a draft pundit who said that he could go back and play one more year, but like front offices in the NFL might be curious to how he looks in the playoff. I don't think he was anything great last night. He's got guys open half the time, but here's the positive, I think, with Penn State. Warren is awesome at tight end, and I love their running backs.
Yes.
They're very good.
Mm-hmm.
And they came to play, and here's a big 2-point conversion. He's got a guy wide open in the end zone.
Forks up.
All right.
We got an 8-point game here.
24-16.
Little guy can't hang, huh? Okay, let's play the games. Let's go. But I also thought that was going to happen where Penn State and Franklin would play with their food, and they did. Again, they had no business covering that game. But the back door's open at the end, and then they break off the 50-yard touchdown at midfield. But that's 17-14 with 6 minutes left in the third quarter. And here, Texas is up 14-3. 4 minutes into the game?
Yeah.
They didn't do much for a couple quarters, and here we got an 8-point game late. This is good.
Okay, so I do have look-ahead lines. Again, Georgia, Notre Dame postponed from tonight. The tragic events in New Orleans in the French Quarter earlier this morning to begin New Year's Day. Unbelievable. But the winner of that game, Georgia Notre Dame at DraftKings, it's up right now against Penn State. Both teams favored by a point. The look-ahead number. Mm. And by the way, that game has been reposted now at several books. The Sugar Bowl. Notre Dame's now the favorite.
Mm-hmm. Now, they also want to move the game up because the winner has to take on Penn State next Thursday.
Right.
So they're saying rest and recovery and all that, and maybe we get a 2 o'clock Pacific kick time as well, and just let everyone play the game and then get out of there.
Well, I know by the way,
going on. So I'm all for moving the start time up.
Think about this too. Again, you're asking fan bases from these 2 specific programs, and Notre Dame is now playing in their second game. I get it. Their first game was at home, but now they assume the game was going to be tonight. They could probably fly out of New Orleans tomorrow. Uh-huh. So now what? They have to stay another night, right? Is my guess, unless the game is bumped up early tomorrow, and who knows about flights trying to get out of there. Like, do they have to, are airlines and hotels going to work with these people? I get it. There are more important things going on. I'm trying to just think out loud here on the Gambling Network again, that what if they have to spend more money staying in New Orleans for extra time? And then, like, what if they were thinking about going to they don't have much time to plan the travel for the next game?
First 2 rounds. Campus sites is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer.
Yep.
No one.
They have to do it.
You're talking about 1% of fan bases that have an unlimited travel budget. It's like they can go to 4 games. And because you're going to go to the conference title game as well? I mean, it's just it's asinine and unrealistic to what you're asking for the fan bases to do here, right? So you could be playing 4 or 5 important games. You're not traveling to all those.
Updated numbers here in the Peach Bowl. Texas, again, leading 24-16, 6:29 to play in the game. They are 8.5-point favorites. That's plus 140 at DraftKings, and the total is 43.5. Arizona's 11-1 on the money line to come back and win. So they would have to score, get the 2-point conversion, and then I'm guessing go to overtime and then beat them.
Well, you got to hold up front too. I mean, early in the game, Levitt was running for his life.
I know
play.
he was.
That's the other thing. I mean, if you give him time, then he can take some shots here, and you even saw the success that Georgia had in Stockton throwing the ball in the second half.
Yeah.
But just you got to be strong. But that's a big difference in these first 2 games about some domination up front, and they're getting them in the trenches.
What's that report? Quinn Ewers has $6 million on the table to transfer somewhere next year. Can you imagine giving him $6 million?
It's a no-brainer for him to take it, though.
Well, he has to do it.
Yes,
There's absolutely. I mean,
yeah.
Doesn't even think.
$6 million.
All right, we'll keep you up to date on the Peach Bowl coming up, and we'll discuss some player incentives in Week 18 for the NFL up next. This star receiver has very achievable numbers to land a $3 million bonus. Find out who it is next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
My goodness, what a developing situation in the commercial break. First of all, Quinn Ewers threw an INT. It was like an A-plus interception by Javon Robinson, his 3rd of the year for Arizona State. Then, what a route by Cam Scadaboo out of the backfield. He connects on a huge reception down the field. Not only does Texas get called for pass interference, the kid for the Longhorns ripped his helmet off, so that's a face mask. So this is going to be Arizona ball deep inside Texas territory, down by 8, and on the verge of getting this to a 2-point game if they score a touchdown here on this possession.
Just 11-1 to win the game, and then I saw 25.5. Our producer Luke saw Texas was as high as 26.5 in play.
Wow!
Think about that. And this is completely flipped here.
Well,
it's just bananas.
Incomplete pass, so it's going to be 2nd down. They have it at the 8-yard line of Texas, and the Longhorns are favored by 4.5, and at DraftKings total off the board.
4.5?
Now we're seeing 3.5, and total 49.5.
I would think, yeah. If they stop the 2-point, well, let's see if they can get in first. But
right.
Okay. This is a lot like last night again.
Do they run the ball at all here?
The door was open for Boise, but they couldn't. Yeah, it's 4-down territory. Absolutely, you can.
Yeah.
Because remember, they ran the draw on 3rd and 10 on the last possession. They certainly could do that, and that's another. I don't like that.
Well, that might be a flag, though, in the end zone. Yeah, there's a flag right there.
Oh,
so the pass had no chance to be complete for Arizona State, but there was a flag. And oh, by the way, the Sun Devils wide receiver, the way it appears, is down. Yeah, pass interference on Texas, so they're going to have it. All right, we'll keep you up to date with what's going on in this game. Wild turnaround here at the Peach Bowl.
This is amazing.
Little guys can't hang, though.
26.5, 25.5 in play.
Again, here's the thing.
$4 to win the game now.
I don't want Arizona State to win the game because I want to bet against Texas in the next game. That's what I want to happen.
Yeah. Full marks to this program to come off a 3-win season, picked to finish in last place in the 16-team league, and to be down 14-3 like that, and continue to fight and battle, and they can win this game. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is incredible.
All right, we have Week 18 incentives here, and we'll see how books are going to approach posting props. Some of this stuff is actionable. Others it might not be. You're going to hear a lot about this week of how Geno Smith, the quarterback for the Seahawks, could hit some major incentives. Well, it's like 168 passing yards. So you can't do anything with that unless you lay a gigantic number to him to throw like 170 yards. This is no doubt doable, and I want to bet on this to happen. Mike Evans needs 5 catches and 85 yards for a $3 million bonus.
It's also to get that 1,000 yards too.
That's exactly right.
That is enormous to do that every season of his career.
With the way this offense has been humming, how they completely destroyed New Orleans the first time they played, and the connection that Mayfield has with Evans. So, something to keep an eye on. Cortland Sutton needs 82 yards for a $500,000 bonus. The Chiefs will be resting starters. 82 is very doable for him.
58 for Dobbins. Now, we'll see what Harbaugh does.
Right.
But again, if the Steelers lose Saturday night, I'd play people. Get that 5 seed and take on Houston.
Yep.
He needs 58 yards to get 150,000.
Yeah, the first time they played the Raiders all the way back in week 1, he had 135. Tony Pollard needs 83 rushing yards for 250,000 and 2 touchdowns for another 250,000, but he does have an ankle injury, and evidently he's going through the flu as well. So there's that.
I don't know what to do with that game. Texans now favored. That they're going to get in there.
He's in. Scadaboo's in.
So now that it's, Ryan's going to play people, they've been so bad. How long are they out there, though? So I would say if you play that, it's only Texans' first half.
I would think so,
and
yes.
then again, this Mickey Mouse operation where Levis and Rudolph will both play.
Yep. Josh Sweat needs 2 sacks for $1 million. Giants O-line is trash. How long will the starters go for the Eagles? We're seeing today that they're not going to play Barkley.
I don't think anyone's playing.
In the game.
Nope.
So Barkley doesn't play with Eric Dickerson's all-time rushing record within reach. And I think it's probably the right move here. He broke 2,000 yards. Just don't get hurt. It's a meaningless game for this team. Be ready for the playoffs. That's obviously most important. And so I would just sit everybody if I'm them.
Yeah. I wish he would go for it.
The record?
Get this, yeah.
Yeah, but you don't want anything to happen to him.
Well, you saw what they did last week as well, shutting him down as soon as he got 2,000 yards. Oh, man, Levitt, what are you doing?
Boy, he's running for his life.
Throw it up!
He's all the way back at the 18-yard line. Make something happen,
Throw it up!
Kid.
Okay, intercepted.
2-point conversions picked up.
Oh, there's a flag.
There's a flag.
Oh, boy, this is not... Oh, madness. Madness.
Malik Neighbors, 2 catches for the all-time rookie wide receiver record. 4 behind Brock Bowers for the all-time rookie record. But again, his receptions prop is already going to be way higher than that. Guy is quietly having an incredible rookie season. I say quietly because it just got lost, injured there for a minute, and then behind guys like Brock Bowers in the rookie narrative all year long, Jaden Daniels and also Bo Nix. Zach Ertz.
This is big.
Is this doable here?
Yes. Just Dallas is horrendous defensively, and also remember how bad they've been in home games.
That's right.
They've allowed the 3rd most receiving production this season. But it also goes back to, if you're ever going to ladder somebody, this is the guy to ladder. Now, 2 touchdowns, 250,000. But 9 catches, 250, 90 yards, 250.
Sure.
It goes back to, you could see some tomfoolery late, what Brady did with Antonio Brown, where it just could be, okay, we have a comfortable lead, but up 14 in the 4th quarter, quick passes. Get Ertz. If he has like 5-6 catches, still early 4th quarter, you know what they're going to do.
I know. The flag was on Texas, by the way, so ASU gets another shot at it. They're going to run it with Scadaboo, and he is in. Tie ball game.
I can't believe this.
24 apiece, 5 minutes to play.
Oh, man. And there's the Arizona State fans right here outside of the studio here, too, and they are loud. Forks up, baby.
Yep. I was just watching in the front row, actually, with a couple of them wearing ASU hats. They got up and left.
Yep.
I think they were a little bit worried when it went to 24-8. But here we go. Wow. Live number here.
Yeah.
DraftKings, Texas -2.5 in the game. And, oh, by the way, the pregame total was 51.5 or 52.
Yep.
That bad boy had no chance to go over, but here we are.
In the first quarter, Mike Florio, Pro Football Talk, tweeted, I thought Arizona State was supposed to be good. They play 4 quarters, Mike.
That's again, the common narrative. And I tweeted out earlier today, maybe a little bit of a reverse jinx. I said, so long, underdogs. It's been a fun relationship. But it is over here on the first day of January 1st.
We needed this.
Yeah.
We needed it.
Had to have it. Good game. Very good game.
Oh, squeaky bum time, Sark.
Oh, Sark.
Squeaky bum time, Sark.
If Sark loses like this, Mamma mia. So back to Zach Ertz here for a second.
Yeah.
I think, you could get very creative here. You could just do the standard. And again, it's only Wednesday here. We'll find out if Washington, in fact, intends to play all their guys. But you could just go over the receptions prop if you wanted to. Make that one bet. You could go over receiving yards. Make that one bet. Then you could also do separate bets on 9+ on the ladder, 90+ yards on a ladder, and then you can parlay all that stuff as well for smaller bets to get huge payouts. And then you could actually make another bet where you throw on anytime touchdown and then 2 touchdowns as well. It's kind of like the Ricky Pearsall game the other night against the Lions when everything came in but the 2 touchdowns. So if you bet him, if you make like 6, 7, 8, 10 bets out of it with Zach Ertz and he happens to have a career day or, gets, close to cashing those incentives, you're going to be cashing out huge bets. And another one, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, 1 touchdown he needs for a $250,000 bonus. So if Carr plays in that game,
well, it's also
take shots.
Yeah, it goes back to MVS and also Ertz, that if your quarterback's not aware of it, he needs to be. And that's also where you throw him a bone too. Like, hey, I'll hook you up here. I can make $750,000 if I'll throw you a bone too.
The perfect example ever was the Buccaneers.
That was unbelievable.
Tom Brady with Antonio Brown.
Yeah, 3 plays in a row on the final drive.
And I think all 3 of them were just like, go in motion. I'm going to snap you the ball like that. It's called the catch, and we're going to be good to go.
Yeah.
By the way, in-play money line now at DraftKings, Texas -230 in the game, Arizona State +175.
This is incredible. Oh, I wonder how high the money line was.
Well, at 26 and a half.
Oh, my God. In play? Yeah, play? It's fantastic. Take VSiN wherever you go. VSiN Watch app. Never been easier to stay connected to the action, whether you're on your phone, tablet, or smart TV. Absolutely free for a limited time with the VSiN Watch app. 24/7 live access to audio and video streams, replays of your favorite shows, ability to stream directly to your smart TV for the big screen experience, quick access to clips by sport, and the search feature lets you find exactly the insights you're looking for. Get the VSiN Watch app. Stay in the game wherever you are, and everything that's up there every day on the website, VSiN.com. Some good stuff with the prop analyzer we'll get to also in the NBA.
24 apiece between Arizona State and Texas, and Arizona State has outscored Texas, 21-7 so far in the second half. Got a safety in there as well.
That safety was enormous.
It was.
Huge.
And oh boy, kickoff out of bounds by Arizona State. Their special teams today. Adam Burke joins the program next, VSiN Managing Editor. We'll get his thoughts on the Rose Bowl and who he likes next year on VSiN.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
2 minutes to go. Peach Bowl tied at 24. Texas driving inside Arizona State territory. Box score looks like this. Arizona State 442 yards to 250. Arizona State 25 first downs to 12. As I said in the first segment, I want Texas to hang on because if the number's right, it's going to be fade material big time. And for me, against Oregon or Ohio State, we'll get the opinion of managing editor of VSiN.com, Adam Burke, as he joins us here on the Progressive Guest Line. Adam, Happy New Year. Thanks for the time today. How are you?
Happy New Year, guys. I'm good. This has been an interesting game to watch for sure, especially considering all the line movement, and all the line action it looked like towards Texas here this morning.
Yeah, all the way up to 13.5, and now the total here looked like it was going to be a dead under the entire game, in jeopardy as well, depending on what happens here in the final moments. I gave my opinion on Texas moving forward. What are your takeaways with their performance today?
Yeah, I mean, it's not impressive, especially because I was on Clemson, in the first round game there, and they looked pretty good, especially running the football in that one. It's hard to say, right? I mean, they've only run 45 plays in this game. Arizona State's run almost double that. They've run 82. So, Texas hasn't had the ball a ton in this game. Arizona State hasn't had a lot of early down success. They have 23rd down attempts, guys, in this game. So not a lot of success on first and second down for Arizona State here. So I don't know what that means. We'll see if Texas ends up surviving here, but it is definitely a bit of a red flag, especially because you look at an Arizona State team that, I thought that Texas would gash them with the run the way that they did to Clemson. I mean, Kansas State had over 6 yards of carry against Arizona State. UCF, Kansas, their starting running backs both had over 100 yards, and Texas can't run the football here. So that's something that I'm going to have to kind of think about a lot if they are able to move on.
Mitch is onto something, because when I brought up Klubnik 12-1 last week, most passing yards, Clemson's fans said, no way, no, not going to happen. And they go up and down the field against him and how well he played. So if you can't stop Clemson and Arizona State, what do you think the winner of the Rose Bowl is going to do with Gabriel and Howard and all those weapons and firepower?
Well, and of course, look, I mean, it depends on what version of Will Howard and what version of the Ohio State offense we get today, right? I mean, they look completely different in that game against Tennessee. Look at the offense that they should have been all season long.
Yeah.
21-0 at the end of the first quarter. Howard slinging it around. Jeremiah Smith's uncoverable. Like, that was the Ohio State offense that you wanted to see. Is that what we see today? Because if that's the offense we see today and they win, they may shred this Texas defense.
Yeah.
So I'm really curious to see what version of the Buckeyes offense we end up getting here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then, in terms of the overall number right now, Ohio State favored by 2.5. When they met earlier this year at Autzen in Eugene, they went off as a 3.5-point favorite. They lost by a point. It was super high scoring. The total is 55.5. Do you see a similar game that we had in the regular season today at the Rose Bowl, Adam?
Yeah, I mean, I think so, especially when you consider what the last data point was from Oregon's defense. I mean, Penn State ran for 8.7 yards per carry on them. And Ohio State's offensive line is definitely a weakness. We know that. It's been a weakness all season long, but they have two very good running backs in Travion Henderson and Quinshon Judkins. So if the offensive line can get some push, much like we saw Penn State's do to that Ducks defensive front, then Ohio State can be balanced. They can be kind of a two-prong offense as opposed to, kind of using the running game to shorten up the chains and then throw for first downs, stuff like that. So, the other thing about that first game is that, Jordan Burch didn't play for Oregon. So, Ohio State, I think that kind of dictated their game plan. They did a lot of side to side. I really wasn't enamored with what Chip Kelly did early in that game against the Ducks. So we'll see if he tries to take it vertical on him here in this game. And I think based on the success we saw against Tennessee, you might as well go ahead and give that a shot. And if that's the case, Ohio State's going to create some explosives. I don't think their pass rush is going to get there because Gabriel gets the ball out so fast. I tend to agree with a lot of the action we've seen on the over in this game. Not that I bet it, but I tend to agree with this total going up.
Yeah, because Ohio State's defense, I mean, in a lot of categories, they are number one in the entire country. I mean, it's an awesome unit. But I'm looking back right now, the first time they played Oregon, they had basically 500 yards of offense, and Gabriel threw for, it was a very efficient day for him, 341 and 2 touchdowns. I mean, are they going to slow down the Ducks on offense in this game? I mean, perfect weather, Rose Bowl conditions, is going to be probably a really good thing for Oregon's offense.
You would like to think so, because the Oregon game was kind of a turning point for the Ohio State defense, where then all of a sudden they started getting a lot more pressure. Their sack numbers jumped through the roof. They very much dictated the line of scrimmage in their game against Penn State. And obviously we saw them do that against Indiana as well in that regular season game. So the game against the Ducks was kind of a turning point for this defense. And they really rode that wave throughout the remainder of the season. I mean, it's not like Michigan did anything on offense against them. They just couldn't do anything on offense themselves. So the Buckeye defense did get a lot better from that point forward. And there's been some whispers, some reports on the message boards, all those kinds of things about maybe a power struggle between Jim Knowles and defensive line coach Larry Johnson. Knowles wants the defense to line up a little bit differently than Johnson does. Seems like maybe there was a heart-to-heart between the two guys with Ryan Day mediating. Things have changed since that game. So maybe there is a chance that Ohio State's defense looks a little bit better here today.
All right, update here in the Peach Bowl. Texas, they were stopped. It was a 4th down and 10, and they attempted a field goal with 1:39 to play. No good. Sun Devils get the ball back.
Juice!
With 1 timeout and more than 90 seconds here.
Overtime was 18-1.
Before the game started?
Yeah, before. God knows what Arizona State money line was when Texas was laying 25.5 in play. And it was just 11-1, as you mentioned on the air when we came on.
Right.
To start, there was 11-1 take back. They can win the game here, although their kicking situation's a disaster.
Yes, it is.
Early in the trick in the tryouts. Dillingham said when they lost to Cincinnati.
Special teams have been an absolute disaster so far today for Arizona State. All right, let's follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Adam Burke's our guest. Follow him on X at Skating Tripods. Obviously, again today, early morning in New Orleans, very tragic events, 10 people dead in the French Quarter. It's a great city. My heart goes out to all those people involved, obviously. Very unfortunate situation. The game has been postponed from tonight. They think they're going to play tomorrow. They might bump it up. Notre Dame has since flipped to a 1-point favorite. Total is 45.5. What is your opinion on this game, Adam?
Yeah, obviously things much bigger than football. So, sending my best to everybody down there. Love New Orleans. Only been there once. Great town,
Awesome.
Great food, great scene, incredible place. So, I think the right decision here to push this game back a day. And, look, I mean, I think when you talk about the handicap of this game, though, what do you do with this game, right? I don't know what Gunnar Stockton's going to do. I don't know how Mike Bobo has changed this offense around because Stockton is, a much shorter guy than Carson Beck. So he's not a guy who's going to stand in the pocket and throw the ball down the field. He's going to have to throw on the move. And so you wonder how much different this playbook is going to look for Georgia, if that maybe helps them, if that hurts them. I don't really know. And I think there are a lot of people who still kind of question how good Notre Dame is, because I don't think Indiana ever deserved to be a playoff team. They were going to be because of their record, but they didn't play anybody, as we all know. And when they played somebody, they looked awful. And then, what? You beat Army and Navy? That's great. They're one-dimensional teams. So I think this is a really, really difficult game to handicap. If Stockton looks good, looks comfortable, I may fire live on the Georgia side. But pre-game, I mean, I'd have to lean Notre Dame just because of the grand unknown for the Bulldogs, but it would not be a strong lean at all whatsoever.
Yeah. I can't get the Georgia Tech game out of my head. So if you're looking at Love and Leonard here with a combined 30 rushing touchdowns and what Haynes King did and Georgia Tech going up and down the field, I know Kirby's had a lot of time here, but I don't think that bodes well for the Bulldogs defense then.
No, I think it's a very fair point. I mean, you kind of look at some of these data points that maybe appear to be meaningful from the regular season to now. And look, I mean, Arizona State started really slow here today, right? Boise State obviously started slow against Penn State. The teams that have had the long layoff kind of taking some time to get back into the flow of the game. So, we'll see if Notre Dame can get out ahead, because if they can, with that running game you mentioned, Pauly, they can just kind of lean on Georgia throughout the day. And that's probably their most likely path to victory.
That's not a bad point. And I think maybe Buckeyes first half could be the way to go then, because I was going to ask you about the layoff too. But maybe that's a good point, Adam, because all these teams came out flat.
Yep. Also, that total 45.5 in the Sugar Bowl. I know a lot of people are making the case for the under. I get it too, right? Everything that we're talking about here. Both defenses are solid. Backup quarterback. What if Notre Dame can't run the football overall? Do you expect Riley Leonard to make plays at quarterback? I really don't. I could see this game being 17-13 tops.
Yeah, I mean, look, at this stage of the game, right, you're not trying to preserve anybody for the course of the regular season. So I kind of thought with Ohio State against Tennessee, like maybe Will Howard would run more. Turned out they didn't need him to, but maybe he runs a little bit more here against Oregon. Maybe Riley Leonard does the same thing for Notre Dame. Definitely a possibility. I think the tough thing about the total is, like, Carson Beck wasn't playing very well this season anyway, right? So Stockton could potentially be an upgrade, or maybe he has a, back-breaking turnover deep in his own end, something like that. So I guess total is, kind of a high variance type of bet to make as well.
Yeah, great stuff. Follow Adam on X. He's at Skating Tripods, and he does a phenomenal job every day on the website. He's the managing editor at VSiN.com. Thank you, Adam. Good luck tonight and this week, and Happy New Year.
Absolutely, guys. Go Bucks.
There you go. He joined us on the progressive guest line. I took Ohio State money line, so it's fine. Go Bucks.
It looks like targeting here. This could be a big call. On sports betting and trading, understand your probability, the ultimate game changer. Unlock the secrets of high probability trading with Todd Bubba Horowitz, a former floor trader and sports bettor. 45 years of experience. BubbaTrading.com/VSiN. Promo code VSiN500 to save 500. BubbaTrading.com/VSiN. Promo code VSiN500.
Win, lose up next. We'll update NFL awards. We have a new odds-on favorite in one market, and it escalated quickly.
Last night? Wow, winning. Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser! Pauly Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
All right, Texas ball, 50 seconds left, minus 280 in play. A friend of a friend said he grabbed 18-1 Arizona State money line in the third quarter. Moore, Texas, first touchdown, 17-1. Ewers, anytime touchdown, 5-1.
Well, and I can tell you this right now. There was a missed call by the referees, the way it appears, and we're live on the air doing it, so I saw only one replay. I don't know how they missed the targeting against Texas. It was on third down. It would have been a first down for Arizona State. I'm texting friends right now watching the game. My buddy says it's absolutely insane. This is his quote. I have futures on Texas, but even I knew it was targeting. If that wasn't targeting, then what is? Are you kidding me?
The ball would have been at the 35. Oh, boy. With replay, and I saw the reaction by the Sun Devil fans. That said it all.
Oh, they were stunned.
Yeah. Bielema did it. Illinois money line plus 280. And NBA, Memphis plus 180. Beat the Suns. Lose some. Baylor plus 3 to minus 3.5. No good against LSU. Subscribe, be part of the team. VSiN.com, our radio and podcast friends. You always want to see these tweets and videos at Pauly Does Vegas on Instagram. This is a new one. I'm going to get you here, Mitch. Look at the boxer. You have the rotisserie chicken as toys, stuffed animals, and the dog thinks that he's trying to lick it. It's not. Usually we get this on the TV with the big screen. Oh, look at that chicken. Looks good. Let me have some of that. He's got the setup here where it's the rotisserie chicken toys, stuffed animals, and the dog trying to. Oh, yeah, that looks great. Trying to bite it. Come in there and lick it. Oh, no, good.
Oh, boy. Texas all the way down inside of 25.
Oh, my God.
I love how this dog, I'm guessing here, has been in this situation with real rotisserie chicken so often that he just assumes that they're, I got to have some of that.
Yeah. In the highlight reel earlier in the week, the dog's just grabbing food off the kitchen table. It was just phenomenal. Bad for the books. Washington plus 5 to minus 1. Lost by 1. Good job, Fish, going for the win. Bad beats. Boise plus 12.5. Right side, bad result. First downs, 24-21 Boise. Yards, 412, 387 Boise. 4 turnovers, 13 penalties, 2 missed field goals. Also sacked Aller 4 times as well. Tough one. VSiN has the ultimate gift for you or the sports bettor in your life. Final week to take advantage of our holiday special. Get VSiN Pro access, everything we offer through May 1st, just $79. Every best bet, every host, every guest. Exclusive betting splits, DraftKings, and Circa. 24/7 video access to VSiN's expert insights, all the betting guides, and all the picks. Make this holiday season unforgettable with the gift of smarter betting. VSiN.com/subscribe. Get it now. VSiN.com/subscribe.
Okay, this is from Ross Dellinger, who does a great job covering college football. He tweeted this out moments ago. Officials are discussing a moved-up kickoff time of 3 p.m. Central Thursday for the postponed Sugar Bowl. That's the expectation, but conversations are ongoing. An announcement could come soon. So 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock out here, that'd be the exact time that our show would start tomorrow. Notre Dame favored in the game now.
Yep.
So, and by the way, check house rules. They're all over the map.
Good point.
A lot of books here in Las Vegas, for example, Circa, Westgate, I think some others have already said bets are action. Chris Andrews at the South Point, however, tweeted this out earlier today. When the game was postponed, all bets on game number 273, 274 are, quote, no action. Parlays and teasers will be reduced accordingly. Straight bets on sides and totals are refunded. Both sides will be considered winners on the college football playoff jackpot card only. As Texas goes for the game-winning field goal, it's no good as time expired. He missed it. Holy smokes.
Overtime, 18-1 cashes.
What's going to happen to the Rose Bowl? Oh, the Rose Bowl's going to miss their...
no.
They're going to miss sunset.
Yeah, sorry. Imagine a playoff game's decided with the Mickey Mouse 2-point conversion stuff.
It'll come to that.
Oh, no.
That's how 2025 is going to begin. Oh. They were set up beautifully to win the game.
Yep.
After a ridiculous miss on a targeting call.
Sure. Yeah, that was justice. Also, Sark went conservative there after the long play. He shut it down and trusted his... What, jailbreak, too. Sun Devils broke through no problem.
He doinked it.
Lucky it wasn't blocked. So he missed. He went wide right and wide left, right?
I believe that is correct. Yeah. It was a 38-yard field goal attempt. No bueno. So he's missed 2 on the day. Arizona State's kicker, he's missed 1. Their special teams.
Right, terrible.
Yikes.
Yes. Oh, we needed this in the worst way. Yes. This is awesome.
What a game. That team was dead and buried.
I love it. And I love all the morons out there, too. Play the games. Stop with the power ratings. Stop with all these recruits, NFL talent. Play the games. This is what can happen. The door was wide open for Boise last night. This is great.
Oh, by the way, so I have a question. If Texas goes on to win this game, we get the SEC chance. But if they lose the game at overtime, SEC folks get to say, well, they're not true SEC yet. They're still kind of a Big 12 team.
Yeah.
Is that what it's going to be?
They're pouring a stiff drink. They don't know what to do, right? But especially if Georgia goes down, imagine that. Go out of it. That's a whole other angle, Mitch. How do you not see how the SEC's playing here and take Notre Dame, even though they've lost 10 in a row on New Year's 6 with their history? But again,
I hear you. They also have injuries, though, too.
Yes, sure. But Stockton, who knows what they're coming in with the pickup truck. Who knows?
I totally agree. Right.
It's a tough game. I'm with you, though, with the under. And no score first 5.5 minutes. And moving it up is the right thing to do as well. Rest and recovery. And get ready. The winner takes on Penn State in the Orange Bowl. Okay.
There's also this today in the NFL. Pro Football Talk, Mike Florio. The AP confirms that Offensive Player of the Year votes for Sam Darnold will not be rejected, even though they don't comply with the revised criteria for the award.
And his example he used, he voted for Robinson after he was shot, but rookies were not allowed to win the award, so it was rejected.
So it was rejected.
Yeah.
And we've heard now, several voters, I will say, have either said that Sam Darnold is going to get their vote, or they would absolutely be open to giving him the award. So what was Joe Burrow at the peak recently? -$8, -$9?
It was $4 last week. Darnold was plus 450.
Okay.
I still think the voters could say, hey, I'm going to give Burrow something here for his great his season. But this is a wild situation, and the AP letting their voters know about this change criteria. But it's going to be fascinating to see how this plays out. So
we have comeback player of the year odds at DraftKings, and this will tell you how quickly it's moving. In our system, it says Joe Burrow -$2. It has since moved. So on the DraftKings website, Burrow's already down to -175, and Darnold is at +120. If he does this, and voters give him the award, well, first of all, I'm going to be dancing in the streets, and I know others who are going to have massive days on NFL Awards night. There's that.
This would be wild. I said, based on the change, that no way, no how, they're going to give it to him, and even I wouldn't put past Goodell to say, don't vote for this guy, because they were so ticked off what happened last year. There's even one offshore book who said, they sent the email. Yeah, it's off the board. Burrow's such a huge favorite.
Oh, yeah,
this was the other day.
They said it, I think, on Monday.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
that's also going to be, we're just going to punt on the thing and not get hurt.
I'm actually surprised. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I'm actually surprised that Darnold's not favored right now. I expect by Saturday, maybe even by the end of the show, sometime this week, I think Darnold's going to turn into the favorite. And maybe more books even take it off the board. Defensive Player of the Year, you see the move here? TJ Watt was odds on for weeks.
Yeah, nuts.
Patrick Surtain is now -230, as high as -230 to win the award.
And in the last 10 days, Defensive Rookie of the Year, too. Forget about it. Mitchell was like +110 2 weeks ago.
Right.
He's versus 7,000 or something?
Yeah,
6,000?
It varies at the different books. Mitchell's 9-1. I have a question. I bet Braden Fisk not that long ago. He's 50-1 at FanDuel. Fisk has eight sacks. He leads the team. It's the most among all rookies. He's tied for the third most in a season by a Rams rookie behind Aaron Donald and Kobe Turner. What, Verse is going to win because he has more pressures? I get it. Pressures are, a very important stat. Sacks can be a little misleading. I understand that. But Fisk has been phenomenal, and I don't know how he's 50-1 at this point. If I didn't have him in pocket, I'd add more of that.
Yeah. This was 17-3 Texas. 7 minutes left in the third quarter. They get a goal line stand. And then the Sun Devils get the safety. Then a long drive, settled for 3. Again, short yardage issues as well, but there was a sack in there. They made that field goal. But still, you were scored. It was 24-8 with 10 minutes left.
I know.
What a comeback.
A nice run here by Scadaboo to begin the drive in overtime. By the way, he was, according to the ESPN reporter, he was violently vomiting on the sidelines earlier in the game.
Ooh.
Sal Palantonio on the program next from ESPN. We'll get his strongest opinions for the Week 18 slate in the NFL next.